1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Welcome to the PRS, Private Revenue Service. If you're watching this, either I have sent it to you, or someone you know has who it has been sent to has also sent it to you. Maybe for a laugh, or maybe they believe it is a good idea. To start off, I will be going to 1.0, the explanation. The idea is we will be refining the pay of employees, employers, and products. Was it? The first thing is to completely detach all three. So the price of the product doesn't change the growth of anyone or anything. Essentially, was it for essentially, instead of the employers paying the employees, and the employers needing the direct funding of the products that they sell, instead what it will be is there a marker here? Here we go. Okay. Nope, I can't do that. Okay, well, I guess it decided that it doesn't want to do that. Okay, well, was it essentially what it'll be? An employee will be hired by an employer, and both will file a report in based off of what they are, whether it be a farmer, a transportation expert, a part of the refinery, a cashier, restocker, or a maintenance individual. It will be determines their hourly pay. And this will be determined based off of how many we need. So if we need more farmers will be paid more to influence other sectors to flock to maybe farming. But farming will possibly be the most financially stable. And while it isn't set in stone at the moment, I have it to where farmers will be paid $50 an hour and $100 per pound of product that they sell or that they provide. On top of that, if you can get 2 hours of work done in 8 hours, then you'll be paid the full 8 hours. Anything past that will be paid overtime. So if you can get 2 hours of work done in 8 hours, the remaining 6 hours, if you wish to work that time, will be paid overtime. This entire system is essentially, and you can't just rush through and just press enter 100 times and get paid. If the quality of your work doesn't match up, then you don't get paid the 8 hours. So you can't just rush through work doing subpar work. The entire purpose of this implementation is to promote good work, or promote better work, better products. Because the better the product, which I don't have written down, I'll have to write that down. The better the product, the more it's sold for, and the more because the higher quality object needs a higher price point. So higher quality food means is a higher payout or higher price, because you're not going to make 100 expertly cooked turkeys, but you can make 100 expertly cooked I don't know, like what is that shit called? Garlic chicken. garlic rotisserie chicken, because it's somewhat standard. You can just you baste the sucker, you put it on the thing, and in 45 minutes it's done. Is it anything that requires a lot of human interaction to get a higher quality? Was it will result in more pay or a higher price? The restrictions, was it essentially the businesses can set their own prices for stuff, because you still got to have competition. Because if I work at the company and I just set all the prices for the entire nation, what's the point in going to a Target or a Walmart? Was it where there are some exceptions though? The companies cannot give away anything for free unless they are free samples. And if they are free samples, they cannot be counted towards towards a sale. And if they and they cannot sell the product for more than 15% of what it was bought for. So, for instance, if it's a what is it a if it's like 100 or if it's if they is it if they bought it for for $1, they can't sell it for more than $1.15. I may be screwing up the percentages. I most likely am. But the whole purpose is that it's not because it would make them more money, because it wouldn't. But it's to keep things affordable while keeping the reason for working, essentially. Since everything will need to be filed to the PRS, there will be no dealing of illegal drugs, because there will be almost like OSHA checkups. We will just stop by sometimes to see how business is going. And if it turns out you're dealing illegal drugs, where did I put the punishments at? Regardless, okay. Regardless, as it, I think I deleted the punishments. More or less, the punishment being that if you're selling illegal drugs, all your money is forfeit. Everything you sold is forfeit. Was it? I am not going to get into what the actual punishment will be, because that's up to the judicial system to figure out. Was it? But as is, was it? Your money will be forfeit, and even after you get out of prison, you'll be hurting, because you won't be able to get access with that, or you won't be able to make your own business. You will be working some other job for the next, I want to say 80, or I want to say 30 years. Let's make the punishment 30 years after prison. You have to work for someone else 30 years after dealing illegal drugs, and you're found out. I'm hoping 2.0 that this will fix the education system. The whole idea is that what motivates people the most? Money. Well, quite simply, the higher the grades, the higher grades, the more money you'll get. Yeah, start getting paid based off on how well their grades are, and services to the community. So essentially, if after school they decide to do, after school activities, and that includes, cleaning up the streets a little bit, they will get paid for that based off of their grades as a multiplier. So say they do 2 hours of work and they get an A+, that would be a 4 times multiplier. So they would be getting 4 times the normal rate to encourage connection with the community and keeping their grades as high as possible. And I'm hoping by doing so, this will also solve the problem of kids hating school. Because really, what is the purpose of school? That's the entire through school the entire way. I've always thought of that. What is the purpose of me being here? I didn't do my homework because I didn't care. I'd rather play a game. Because I figured, what's the point? Like, I'm only gonna throw it away anyways. And another one, 2.1, learning from parents. Kids may file a short-term world experience beginning in middle school, where they will be granted granted time to work alongside their parents. And as long as the kid is helping their parents or other coworkers, they shall be paid as such. Their pay will be determined via the PRS beforehand. So essentially, the idea is to create a system in which kids can learn from their parents and get paid for it. Which means we will create more people who know how to do the job. 3.0, reusing current infrastructure. The way I see it, if we're going to get rid of what we have now, what is the point in throwing it all away? Wells Fargo, US Bank, all the other different branches, why not just pull them underneath underneath the tent, the big tent, and rename all of them the UFS, the United Financial System. This will be used to not only log but keep track of of how much every individual has, as if they were using a card regularly. There will be a physical form of physical form, which will be a voucher. So say you wish to buy a vase that's $15 from another individual that's just trying to get rid of it and trying to make a little bit of extra money. You will ask for a voucher for $15 or $16, however much I said, from the bank. You will give it to the individual, and the money will be withdrawn from your account. And once you give it to the individual, it will be transferred to they can take it to the bank and it will be transferred into their account. This will be the only way to transfer money, and you will not be able to just give people money. The whole point in this is to avoid the direct giving of money by insisting that individuals insisting that individuals must sell something to get paid. 301, testing if needed. I get it. There are probably going to be a lot of people who are skeptical, which is why I propose, or why we can propose this to smaller countries such as Haiti, Ecuador, or literally anywhere else. South Africa, there's Guam, Vietnam, name any number of places that are currently in conflict because there isn't enough jobs to go around. And if it goes good on the small scale, then perhaps we can talk about implementing it here. I just hope that it'll be sooner rather than later, because things are getting difficult, I know, for everyone. Unfortunately, 4.0, there will be things removed. Now, I'm not going to lie, there will be downsides. And the downsides will be we will lose the stock market. There will no longer be investments, and you can no longer take on loans. The entire purpose of this is that you will, the entire purpose of all of this is that you will live off of the sweat of your own brow. There will be no borrowing, no lending, nothing. You will live and die by what you create alone. Yeah, in this system, there are no shortcuts allowed. If you want to expand your business, you're going to have to grind it out. Because I have seen too many businesses owned, too many businesses owned by, or too many businesses owned by other individuals or by boards because they wished to expand. They expanded too quickly, and now they owe the members of the board money, and their companies are suffering because of it. They have to lay people off year after year because the graph must always go up. And here's the thing. If there's no investors, the stock will naturally go up. It'll be slow, but it will naturally go up. It is inevitable that the stock will go up and the stock will come down. But there will be no stocks. I guess we could technically use it as a grade of how good businesses are doing for the government's sake. And we can turn it into some sort of little game where people are given little stocks and they try to see how big of a score they can make using those stocks. But as far as I can see, these three things, while not inherently evil, just result in corruption and overreach and failure in the long term. Yeah, the stock market at this point is just a way to launder money and support corruption. I get the idea that we can't exchange money is, or yeah, the idea that we can't exchange money is unheard of. But for the good of everyone, with my system, we can be as rich or as people can be as rich or as poor as they like, and there isn't anything stopping them. So if you wanted to live in a tiny, I don't know, 400 square foot area, I can't grasp the square footage in my mind, but essentially a place for a chair, a bed, and maybe a bookshelf. Like that will be the basic start off. Is it you will start off with a bed, a chair, and a bookshelf. And that will be available to anyone and everyone. So if you don't wish to work, you will get a bed, a chair, and a bookshelf. Granted, there will not be running water or electricity, so if it gets cold, I hope you can afford another blanket, and you will be given the bare minimum of food, perhaps half of the daily calorie intake, because if you're not working, you're not burning calories, which means you're not going to need calories. 4.1, the trade-off. In its place, there will be people ready to help you plan out what you want to do with your life. If you want a mansion, or is it sweet? Or is it, but there will be a negative mark on your account. This will not be effective in any sort of way other than allowing the individual to look back and see their mark on the community, essentially. If you wish to be antisocial, that's going to be a negative mark, but only you'll be able to see it. If you want to donate to a church, which will be the main point, or the main way churches survive, is through essentially willing donations, and all donations will essentially be doubled from. So if you give $1, the church gets 2. And this in a way is to give you positive marks, a positive way to affect the community. Because the whole idea of the church will be to bring people together, provide food to those who, I guess, somehow can't get it from the 1,000 calories, or what, or 500 calories or something. I can't remember. I think it was like, so 1,500 calories from the 3,000 calories recommended. But if you really need food, you can go to the church and they will do their best to provide it to you. Now, I will not be in control of the church. That will be up to the church to provide for the community in whatever way it sees fit. Yeah, this will not in any way. Yeah, this will not under any circumstances be used to physically harm or help someone. It's just a way to track behavior patterns for research, optimizing the system, and understanding of our world and the people that live in it. Now, none of this information will be published. This is all on you. So, no matter how many negative marks you have, no matter how many positive marks you have, that's all between you and the system. There will be no consequences or benefits for doing any of this. Just a way for you to look back on your life throughout the years. The end goal is to more or less. Oh, yes, of course. There is one thing I forgot to add. I will have to add back in because I deleted it. The government, as long as it is working for the people, will essentially have unlimited funds to do whatever it wishes. This is to create. This is to. This is to create systems in which the government can fill in every pothole, they can fix every road, they can fix every railroad. This is just to make it to where the people in the country will be given a higher standard of living or a higher standard of infrastructure, because the government will not have any downfalls or will not have any real problems with money. The only expectation is that the government will not harm its people. As soon as the government decides that it's going to cause problems for its people, it will be cut off. There will be no money. All money will be suspended. No one will be paid. And you will be forced into a situation where the government will have to essentially get the approval of its people back before it can get paid again. The end goal of all of this is I want to make the world into a place where everyone can participate in life, no matter where there is no longer hate between the older generation and the younger generation based off of things like money and influence. In fact, I need to add this back in as well. Older individuals will be able to earn money, extra money if need be, by teaching the younger generation what they know. So if there's an individual that finds an older individual and that individual is willing to teach them what they know, the older individual will be paid for their services. And perhaps, maybe one day, we all will look back at the system we have now and think of it as kind of a bad dream. There's sort of an idea that was born of not ignorance, but of previous understandings of the world. More than anything, I just want these two groups of people, the young and the old, to more or less stop hating each other. The old people stop thinking that the young people are lazy or useless, and the young people stop thinking about the old people as privileged and, was it privileged and grew up in a better world. And in some aspects, it may be true. In other aspects, it probably won't. But at the end of the day, I want the young and the old, the rich and the poor, to more or less just come towards the center. And so sort of come to an understanding that no one will be more or less more important based off of how much money they will have, or how much sway they have. Because at the end of the day, was it with my system, a young person can catch up to an old person in terms of money probably within a year, 2 years. So something an older person was able to do in several years. I want younger people to be able to catch up to the older person, and if they surpass them, okay, that's fine. If they don't, okay, that's fine. All I want is a system where people can thrive, and we don't have to worry about this stuff anymore. We don't have to worry about debts, because quite frankly, there will be no more debts, because there will not be any more lending. There will not be any more investments, no easy way outs. Is it if you want to go from poor to rich, it's just simply a matter of working 2 hours and getting 8. Just to make sure and reiterate, just to make sure that I may, just in case I forgot something, if you were forced to work, if you have to work 8 hours because it's just that kind of job, then you will be paid based off of the quality of your work, and you'll be paid triple time, essentially. Because if you're forced to work there for the entire day, you might as well get rewarded for it. So, I'll say double pay. Double pay is good enough. Triple pay may be a bit much. It depends on the job. But more or less, this is my idea. Maybe it's a dumb idea. Maybe it's a good idea. Maybe there's gaps. Maybe no one will accept it. Maybe this will all be thrown into a trash can, and no one will, and maybe in 1,000 years, someone will pick it up and refine it, and it'll be a great idea. But all I know is that this is the best I got. This is the best idea I have to fix everything that we possibly have wrong. And I hope you legitimately think about it as seriously as possible. And if you have a problem with it, that's fine. You don't have to agree with me. By all means, by all means, don't agree with me. Say it's the dumbest idea you ever heard, and I'm just a harebrained wackaloon trying to create unity where there is none. And perhaps we'll just continue fighting amongst ourselves over what is considered, what I would consider is scraps. Scraps on the pile of scraps. The giants have come and gone, and they've eaten their fill, and has left us with this. And maybe this is the best we have, and the best we will ever will have. But at the very least, we can give it a shot, right? Very least, you can think about it. Well, enough with my rambling. If this has been an enlightening experience, do what you will. Comment, insult, do whatever you want. I might read it, depending on the first few ideas or counter offers or insults. I may just decide to scrap this idea entirely. But at the very least, it will be worth trying.